is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my February book haul. Now this book haul today is going to look a little bit small, and that's because I already did a partial book haul on my VNSA book sale video, which I will link down below in case you're interested. In that video, I believe I had 18 books to haul, and for this one I have 7. The first book I seem to be hauling every single month is the next issue of Fence. So this is Fence issue 3. This is by C.S. Picot and Joanna the Mad. This follows our two main characters, Nicholas and Seiji, as they are doing fencing stuff. They go to a private school where they are hoping to get on the fencing team to go to competitions. This third issue has finally gotten us to some actual, fencing action, and so I'm very excited for this. I have read this, and I'll mention it more in my wrap-up. Then I also have Mass Effect Discovery by Jeremy Barlow. This is a bind-up of comics that follows Kandros, who is a Turian in Mass Effect Andromeda, and this follows him up to, the events of Mass Effect Andromeda. It's what happened before and how he ends up going to Andromeda. This one I have also read, and I will talk about it more in my wrap-up. And then I also have Dragon Age Knight Errant. This is by Nunzio de Philippus. I hope I am saying that right. But this is about an elven knight-errant who is also a thief, and it takes place during Dragon Age Inquisition. Again, I have read this already, and I will mention it more in my wrap-up. And then for my last comic I have Plume. This is issue number 1, and this is the special gold edition. This was a Kickstarter that they had going on. Plume is by K. Lynn Smith. So this one is signed, and it is the pretty gold edition, as you can see from his eyes, and there's some gold going on around here. This comic series is a fantasy western. It follows this girl Vesper and Korik. I can't really tell you too much about it because that is part of the fantasy element. I love these very, very much. If you guys would like to ever see a sort of either comics, graphic novels, webcomic recommendations video, leave me a thumbs up to let me know. That issue, because it was a Kickstarter thing, we had different tiers on there that you could get. What I also got was this cute Korik pin. So it does have a gold-plated rubber backing. I absolutely love this one. He is also glow-in-the-dark. And then we're going to move on to manga. I picked up Orange Future. This is by Ichigo Takano. Orange was a series I really, really loved when it first came out in the English versions, and this is the follow-up for it. It follows Suwa, who is a side character in the original series, and I did read this. I will give you guys more in the wrap-up because I can't really get into the plot of this one unless you have already read Orange, because I don't want to give any spoilers. And next we have a series of unfortunate events, The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. However, this is the rare edition. I'm not entirely sure how rare it is, but it came in this, well, it was wrapped in plastic, but it came in this paper holder, and then when you pull it out, it has a very lovely cover. I believe I originally saw this on Jessie the Reader's channel, and when it popped up in Barnes & Noble, I just had to grab it. So this is the entire Bad Beginning. It has a gorgeous pattern on the cover, and also I just love the way that Lemony Snicket has written this on the back. It says, "Rare is a word which can either mean not burnt to a crisp and likely to make you ill, or slightly harder to find." I'm sad to say that this rare edition of The Bad Beginning fits both of these definitions. It also appears to have an entire chapter of author's notes, so that'll be a very interesting read. This was one of my favorite series when I was growing up, and I actually love the Netflix show as well. And so the season 2 of that should be coming out soon. I'm very, very excited, but I really do need to give these a reread, and this is just a gorgeous cover that I'm super happy to have on my shelves. And then the last book I purchased this month was The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert. This is one that I have read as well, and I will get into that more in my wrap-up, but it follows a girl named Alice whose grandmother, I guess, writes dark fairy tales. Something ends up happening, her mother disappears, and she ends up having to sort of go to the Hazel Wood, which was the house her grandmother lived in, and figure out exactly what happened. This one is a gorgeous book. I just could not pass up this cover. And then they also has really pretty end papers as well. The front cover of the actual hardcover is nothing super special, but it is a gorgeous book. And surprisingly, this is probably the first time this has happened, excluding all the VNSA book sale stuff, but in this book haul here, I have read everything either in this month or they were purchases of books that I have read previously. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. I will have my February wrap up coming up later this week, so I will see you then. Bye!